And for more, I'm joined now here at the big table by Rosalie Ingalls from DW Culture. She's also our resident One Direction fan. I'm glad that you were here today of all days. Do we know any more about the circumstances of Liam Payne's death?
Yeah, so what we do know is that a hotel staff member who called emergency services just minutes before Liam's death described him as being drunk on alcohol and drugs. And while investigations about the incident are still ongoing, we know that substance abuse issues are something that Liam Payne has struggled with.
He's been open about that, right?
He's been very open about that. We also know that he's had mental health struggles. And yeah, he's come forward about his struggles before. And I think what definitely contributed to creating these struggles for him is that after the dissolution of One Direction in 2016, the 4 fellow members of One Direction were able to quite quickly sort of find their path and create a successful career for themselves.
Okay.
Whereas Liam came to be known a little bit as the lost child of One Direction. He was trying things here and there. He also recorded some music, but he never really was able to achieve the same level of success that he had with One Direction.
He was about to become a has-been in his early 20s, which is hard for anyone. I know that for Generation Z or Gen Z, this death has to be something like the death of Michael Jackson or George Michael, right? I mean, is that a proper analogy there?
It's an interesting comparison to make because while One Direction as a group, as a boy band, certainly had a level of fame comparable with George Michael or the Beatles, Liam was never really the face of the group. There were other members like Harry Styles, Zayn Malik, who sort of took on that front role way more than him. So he wasn't really known widely outside of the core fan base. However, of course, I can only speak for myself, but being of that generation, I can say that my very first concert was a One Direction concert in 2013. In Munich. And I remember seeing them on stage for the first time. I remember it clear as day. And
you have a picture right there of you. That's you.
Yeah, that's
in 2013
me,
at that concert.
Over 10 years ago. Yeah, I remember seeing them, and it was great. It was a great moment. So they definitely had an impact.
Yeah, I mean, you know, comparing someone with the Beatles, that's huge. So how have they been reacting to this news?
Yeah, so right from the start, fans have started gathering outside his hotel, and they have brought candles, they were singing together, they were sort of comforting each other. And there was this sense of disbelief and just tremendous sadness at this tragedy. And then in terms of his colleagues from the music industry and beyond, a lot of people have come forward and shared their condolences and support for also his young son and his family. Among them was Rita Ora, whom he recorded a song with in 2018, fellow boy group, the Backstreet Boys, and then also Paris Hilton, who said she was incredibly upset at hearing the news.
Yeah, well, we know what kind of music or whose music you'll be listening to tonight in the next few days. That is for sure. Rosalie, good to have you here in the studio. Thank you.